playoff games. And like, yeah, you can have good efficiency, but that doesn't matter. Because at the end of
Tatum is
the day,
clear,
it
man.
just means nothing. He
Exactly,
hasn't
he's
done
not better than
anything.
Tatum.
It's
He's
empty
not better
stats.
than Tatum. No way. See what I mean? Tatum gets disrespected. They're very disrespected. He's way above these guys in the league, man. Ja Morant, he needs to do way more to be people to have him above that Tatum. I don't get it. Where did this idea that he's better than? Oh, he's Luka level. He's not Luka level.
I mean, I do agree that flipping Tatum really does. Sometimes his shot selection is not very good. But on the whole, I mean, I was like,
Sensation,
I
bro.
like
We are
Jason
live
Tatum.
again. Hello, everyone.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure where it got cut off last time. So, Aslam, tell us
Yes.
about the Knicks.
We're insane. We've won 3 games in a row, guys. The Clippers, nothing. The Kings got whooped. And the Mavericks, yeah, we smashed them. Doncic, who? Yeah, that's what I think about them. And we didn't even have, who did we not have? We didn't even have Cam Reddish. And we didn't have Derrick Rose. I don't even know when Rose is coming back, but I don't want, unless, because we're like 3.5 games off the play-ins. And I saw people going, oh, we want the Knicks to tank. Well, considering we're now actually playing our youngsters, we might as well just see where they go. If they lose, they lose. But if they get into the play-ins, fair enough. That's on the youngsters. I'm proud of them. Big whoop. So if we get in there and we play like the Nets, oh, I'll be loving life. I'll be absolutely loving life. I don't care, yeah, if we lose. I want to play the Nets. It'll be brilliant.
Are you not in the play-ins?
No, we're 12. 12? I think 12.
How far can you be from
We're
play-ins?
3.5 games back.
From who?
The Hawks in 10.
Ooh.
But we've also got the hardest schedule remaining in the NBA. And as I said last week, I still predict us to probably lose most of our games. I don't know how we won 3 in a row.
I think maybe we use his bench more. Cam Reddish playing more, innit?
That was crazy. We smashed the Mavericks as well. The Mavericks have been on a tear. Also, you know, Jokic, he's got the same record as the Sixers and the Bucks, I think.
Without like Jamal Murray, which is insane.
And Michael Porter smashed it. Even though I still don't rate Michael Porter that much.
Marcus
Jokic,
Morris is better than him.
Jokic. Okay, let's go.
I trust him to clutch over MPJ. Where's this guy coming from with him? He ain't all that.
This is why I said Jokic is my MVP from the start of the season, from the middle of the season, from the end of this. Jokic is built different. He's so good.
I think we can exploit him in the pick and roll on defense, but offensively, there's no way you can stop him. You just have to hope that everyone else can find misses.
Maybe you can explain that way, but his defensive rating is one of the highest in the NBA as well. He's doing it on both ends, and he's putting up crazy PR.
He stops it. When he comes to like facing the 1v1 matchup, he stops them. But when he gets switched onto, usually it's a bucket. But I mean, it doesn't really matter when your primary target is a big man in front of you, and you stop him. And only Embiid can really trouble Jokic on defense. Maybe Giannis. Everyone else can from big.
No, against Giannis, he actually. Like, I remember there was this clip of like Giannis trying to stay up with Jokic, and it was dirt. It was absolutely dirt. Like Jokic was actually violating him. It was peak. But then again, Giannis is in the center. Oh my god, someone's getting whooped.
MK, now that you're here.
Yeah.
Manchester United.
Best
shit.
Of the weekend, lost to Manchester City. Before that, it wasn't much better for you because due to Watford. We saw Gary Neville basically chatting shit on Sky Sports when Micah Rich was asking him if you know so much about the club, why is there nothing about a new manager, why is there no stability or anything. How do you feel about the current, it seems like we ask you this every week, how do you feel about the current state of Man United?
Oh, where do I start? It's a bit of a mess, isn't it? Like from the top, it's always like it's been like, since 2013. It's just like the top to the bottom, like from the Glazers to the players. It's just a mess all over. Like you can't really point out a positive in this team, like or the club at all. Like yes, there's a change from Woodward to his university mate, Richard Arnold. There's not much difference because they're both the same guys, but like it's just a mess. Like I can't really, we can't put one person at blame. Like when Ricky Rich was talking about Ragnick and saying why is he interim job? Why don't you hire Conte? That's not the issue. Hiring Conte will not solve nothing. We'll be in the same situation. He's not doing much at Tottenham either, is he? Like he got knocked out by Middlesbrough. We probably got knocked out by Middlesbrough too. Like there's no difference. Like come on. Like, I'm not really gonna. Like, I didn't agree with what Ricky Rich was saying about Ragnick. It's not all that. We knew this. Like who he was. Like nobody was excited about him as a manager or a coach. We just hoped like he was going to get influenced. Like he was going to influence the hierarchy and the board.
Yep.
And I think if they do listen to him, you should see improvements. You should, as in recruitment, as in like the ideas in the because there's never been a football person at the board level. It's always been bankers there. So you would hope that United do listen to Ragnick and then they do hire a coach instead of a manager like Pochettino, who's very more interested in the politics of the club rather than the football.
Yep.
So I'd rather get someone like Ten Hag maybe and Enrique. That seems possible.
I think something that I haven't seen many people say, but I think it's sort of like understood in how it is that when you sacked Ole and then made the deal with Ralf Rangnick, it was sort of writing off a season because you were like, he's going to be interim manager to the end of the season and then we'll bring someone new in, rather than he'll be interim manager for a few months or to Christmas or whenever it was, and then we'll bring someone new in. I think that's one of the main issues that people have with Man United, because we saw Carragher and Keane argue about, why would you bring in Ronaldo if you're not going to win anything now? What was the point in bringing him in? Which is true, because you've effectively written off the season.
Yeah, you could say that. I think I probably expect the Rangers to finish top four, but then he's actually played football. We created the most chances, and we have finished in the top four. So I mean, we should be playing in the football we're playing. We should be in the top four, but when you're missing chances, when you have guys like Bruno, Ronaldo, like Ronaldo's not playing anywhere near his best.
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes, he's just Bruno Fernandes, and you've got Maguire. By the way, speaking of Maguire, we'll probably touch on to later.
Yeah.
When you have guys like that doing stupid things, what can Ragnick do? You can't do much, can you? So that's why I'm not really. Like people say we wrote off the season. I mean, Ole ended the season after we lost 4-1 to Watford. When you lose 4-1 to Watford, it doesn't matter. You can bring on Pep as manager with Klopp as assistant. You're not finishing above fourth. So the season was written off after the 4-1 loss. So I already knew it's game over. So that's like Ragnick. You do what you can, and hopefully you go to the ball level and sort of mess up. But I can't really say much about United, because if I go on these plays, we might have this channel banned. I'll buy every single one of these things. I can't sign any of them. Only one that gets credit for me is James Hunter. The rest of them can piss off for all I care. Even Langer, I think Langer should go on loan. I don't think he's ready. Yes, he's got an exciting Madrid, but Oblak is basically De Gea Slovenian version. So it's not much difference.
Wait. I think now is the time, right? Have our first thing. Is David De Gea a terrible goalkeeper? Go on, boys.
I don't think he's terrible.
I mean,
I'm
gosh.
not saying he's terrible.
I think he's awful. I think he's one of the worst keepers. That's definitely the most overrated keeper in the world. He's the most overrated keeper in the world. There's no one more overrated than this guy. I've never seen someone. How can you generally play them up by doing nothing? You just conceded a goal. You can all play them up here because of his name. But I'm thinking, why did he get that name in the first place? Because the last time he was relevant was the Arsenal game, where he was just making saves.
Sevilla just scored against West Ham.
Oh my god. All you shit English teams putting us to shame.
Yeah, I'll say I don't think he's. I understand why you say he's overrated, because there's sort of a duality that I've seen online with De Gea. It's either he's fucking shit or he's like the best keeper in the world. I don't think he's fucking shit. But I don't think he's nowhere near the best keeper in the world.
Shit.
He's not even close. I mean, I actually think there's good 15 keepers in the league better. I think I wanted to win the ball. I probably can.
No, we talked about.
I think
it was all well and good, and then you were like Pickford.
No, you have to hear me out.
He's
I
also
think
shit. Did you see that Son goal?
Wait.
Oh my god, he's got no shit.
Maybe the hair is same level.
Pickford is more overrated than De Gea only because because
No,
of
no,
his
no, no,
fucking
no, no,
country.
no.
Only
Okay,
because
let me
they
explain.
gassed him up after the
No,
fucking
no, no, no.
World Cup.
Let me explain. And I think I put this very nicely in the chat. Pickford is seen as a good goalkeeper, but he's actually shit. David De Gea is seen as the best goalkeeper in the world, and he's also shit. So like, there's a bigger gap between David De Gea's like actual rating compared to how people seem to rate him compared to Pickford. I don't think anyone has Pickford in their top 5 keepers, and if they do, they need to be checked into mental institution. But in the same way, if you think David De Gea is the best keeper in the world, you just need to be shot point blank. Like that's the
Absolutely,
difference, you know?
absolutely. And yeah, he can't do anything right apart from shot stopping. He can't pass. He can't pass the ball to save his life. He can't claim across because one little contact, he's on the floor complaining like a bitch. He can't
I'm telling
smother the
you,
ball.
that
He
that
can't come out
that
of the box.
clip of Luke Shaw coming back for the ball, and De Gea is going, calm down, I've got it," and then he boots it out for a throw-in right next to. Oh my god,
It
it's
happens
brilliant.
every time though. The rare occurrences he comes out of his box, he like, misses the ball like against Man City. That little area, remember that little situation with Ramsaka and De Gea, and I think Lindelof cleared it. That little that even things like that is what he does when he sometimes comes out of the box, but he can't come out of the box to save his life. He can't claim across. He can't smother a ball. He can't stop 1v1. He can't come out of his box. He's a shit leader. He's a bitch. And he listens to rock music. How can you listen to rock music? It's 2022. Grow up, man. Look at that. I want him out, man. He listens to rock music.
What's wrong with rock music?
It's absolutely embarrassing.
No, it's
and
not.
apparently players hate him when he puts it on. So get rid of him. He's a bad stigma.
I agree
He's a
with
bad
MK.
stigma around the club.
It's horrific. Anyone
And
that
also,
listens to
people
rock
saying the
music
goalkeeper
should
of
be
the year
shot
candidate.
along with those that think he's best in the world. They need to be shot together.
No,
His only good attribute
it's not dead.
is his shot stopping. And he's not even the best in the league at shot stopping either. So,
And the thing
you're not
is, I
doing-
see this from time. He saves mostly with his feet. So half the time he's parrying the ball into the goal. Like, do you not see that Riyad Mahrez goal? My God, this guy's a bozo. He tried to save it with his feet, and the ball's in the air, bruv. Came and hit him on the
He's
head.
a hand. He's his
Oh
face
my
because
God.
he's
It
too
was
bad.
so
He's too busy
shit.
going with his feet every time.
And here's
Way
another
too
one. Here's another one. All right, Usman.
Yep.
Okay, so we all know that PSG bottled it once more,
Yes.
again, right? So who's the third best player of this generation?
He's starting to
Let me give you some context, right? So Neymar has been there since 2017.
Yep.
Yeah. In that time, they've been knocked out by Manchester United, who are one of the worst clubs in the world. We all know this. They've been embarrassed
No,
by.
but we have to use context though. That was Ollie's first season. That's when they had to put the contract on the table and make him sign it. Man United are back. Man United are back. It was this, right?
That is very,
Rubbing his hands like this before you got smacked by
Yeah.
We
Barcelona.
thought to get rid of Rio Ferdinand as well. We need to sack Rio Ferdinand.
who else? They've been knocked out by flipping Man City,
Yeah.
which is fair enough, but yeah, they lost to Bayern. Yeah, in the final, where Neymar put up a disaster class in finishing. My word, he was terrible. Against Man City, done nothing, and in this previous leg, they conceded 3 in 20 minutes, and he's done fuck all really to stem the tide or do anything.
Yep.
Oh, Neymar.
I remember. Well, who did they face before Bayern Munich? Atalanta.
Oh yeah,
And
remember that performance
it
he had?
he played fucking shit, and I remember that. And then all of the everyone on Twitter afterwards who was defending him was like, "Oh yeah, but he had like 6 successful dribbles in the match." Why does that fucking matter?
Yeah,
That matters, man. It's
no,
all about the
that's
items.
the problem with it as well.
All of them.
Agree. He done nothing,
What-
yeah,
what-
and everyone
what's the
praises
statement?
him. No, because the thing is, yeah, here's the difference, right? Here's the difference. If Messi put up that Neymar performance, yeah, everyone would clown on him. He was lucky, yeah. He was lucky that they came out with a win. Otherwise, he would have got clowned so hard. That's the reason. That because people want to look smarter, yeah, and they want to be like, we don't judge football on just the stats, you know. Look at these great dribbles he had. Look at the way he glides, and yes, he looks nice. But the amount of chances he missed in that game were ridiculous. And the only reason he came out with credit was because they won. Otherwise,
And he
oh my god.
I think he paid well. I thought like him. I thought he paid well. I like sometimes when you watch it as a neutral, you want to watch it for the entertainment value. And Neymar always gives you that, but in abundance. And even if he's not scoring, he's affected the game
He's
some way.
not the third
So
best
because of that,
player.
I'm not really.
I'm sorry. But
If,
all
if it's a
consistent ball.
Champions League semi-final, I want to see some fucking goals and not Neymar run up and down the pitch dribbling.
Yeah, but
And
it's all
also,
about.
yeah, this guy's a proper bitch. Do you see they lost on the weekend, yeah? And some guy at the end did a
Yeah,
rainbow
you pushed
flip
him.
and
What a
fucked this
bitch.
off. You were doing that this entire fucking 4-year period that you've been at PSG, you little shit. Don't give me that. Don't try to act a big man now. You do that on a regular basis, and then you make fun of the people that you're doing it to. I'm not having that.
I agree. Wait, which team was it they faced? Was it Lille?
No,
Not
at the
Lille.
weekend it was Nice.
Nice. I agree because for me, Nice shouldn't have any players to pull off that.
Oh, that's
You're
not
not.
even the
You
worst of it. They
didn't
lost
think
to
well.
Nantes last week. They've
Yeah,
lost three
Peace
of
are in
the last
America.
five games.
No, look, yeah. My theory on Neymar has been consistently true. This guy's a wild lad.
I've said it.
But,
I've said it since he was at
he's-
Barcelona.
I think
I refuse to put this guy the third best player of this generation, yeah.
absolutely.
When he's been at the helm of
No,
so
let me
many
go now.
disaster classes and so many bottle jobs, I'm not having it. I'm not having
Well,
it.
I
Forget the 6-1, yeah. Forget 6-1. They PSG put 4 past them. No one remembers that. I remember it. It was shit. I'm not. No.
She put 4 past them.
Yeah, they won 4-0.
Can we?
You want to talk reverse fixture where
Yeah.
Neymar quite literally took over the whole show.
Look, Cavani put like 3 past them. Imagine.
Neymar knocked them out.
Cavani.
Neymar
That
knocked
shit.
them out. I mean, Cavani in his prime was alright.
No,
But-
shit.
That's all right now. You know what I think about Cavani right now.
Neymar is not the third best player of this generation.
Well, let me.
I have
Well,
Iniesta
I can
above
leave-
him, have Luis Suarez above
Going
him.
forward,
Wait.
right,
Iniesta was
we
mentioned.
hear the same thing over and over about players who
not
come
shit.
after like Ronaldo and Messi. No one will have the work ethic. I think the only player now I can easily say as Neymar. Specific. If we talk just Neymar, he doesn't have that work ethic. He doesn't have this.
Absolutely
he doesn't
does.
have the same
Works
passion
hard.
for football that Messi and Ronaldo do. He's got the talent.
No, he
sure,
doesn't.
I can agree with that, but he doesn't use it.
Messi,
His
yeah.
mentality is weak.
Yeah.
He's a weak footballer.
Nah, I disagree.
I do.
Disagree with it.
He's weak.
Okay, let's put it this way, right?
I think he's weak.
Look,
He's
if
strong.
you swap his name, yeah. If you call him Luis Suarez, if Messi was there instead, yeah, the way he would be abused. Oh my God! It's the fact that it's Neymar, yeah, and he can do a rainbow flick. That's the only reason that people defend him. I'm convinced. If you put Ronaldo in his position, he would get clowned. If you put any other top footballer, if you just swap them out, yeah, and they do the exact same thing that Neymar's done, and every single year, they'd get clowned. It's just because he can do a rainbow flick and he looks nice that people go, no, it's okay because Neymar really tried and he tried his best and he really tried to carry the team and he really loves football. And no, because if you put anyone else in there, yeah, they're getting destroyed. Look at the way we destroy players, yeah, when it's not even that. Look at the way we destroy Messi and Ronaldo every time they lose one game. They'll lose one game, yeah, and people will go, well, it's all their fault. But when it's Neymar, he doesn't get this.
First of all,
he does not
no
get
one's
the same
putting Neymar
treatment
above
when he
those two.
should.
But no one's putting Neymar above those two. Those two are a different level. That's just a different conversation. What we do with Neymar is Messi isn't the best PSG position, and he was comfortably the worst player out of the front three. Easily the worst player.
Because he didn't play in the front three. He played as a midfielder. That's why he's got 2 goals.
No, he played right wing. No, what happened? He played right wing. He didn't play in the midfield.
He played as an 8. What?
He played right wing.
His
right wing.
He's playing. Bro,
Bro,
watch it again, yeah? He's dropping deep and playing passes forward.
But Neymar, come on, Messi's been doing that when he was like 19.
And so has Neymar. This is my problem with them. Both of them. They try to bypass the midfield. This is what I told you 6 months ago when I said they won't win anything because you disregard the midfield completely. But that's beside the point. They're all shit. I'm not having Neymar third best. He's done. What has Neymar done to justify being the third best player of this generation? Don't talk about Brazil because Brazil are just better than everyone else in South America. You won't convince me otherwise. Argentina are shit. They are so gas.
I want to add before we bring up Neymar and Brazil.
Uruguay.
Since Neymar joined Brazil, right?
This guy told me that Uruguay are shit, and he told me that every country.
No, they are.
Uruguay are shit. You told me that every single country in South America, yeah, bar Argentina, are shit, and they're not levels to the European competition. So if they're not levels to the European competition, you can't say Copa America. Fuck off. I'm not having that.
Well, here's my argument. During R9 and Ronaldinho's time, there was not even a competition between Brazil versus everyone else. Brazil were way too good for everyone. Like, way
that's
too
because they had footballers who actually cared about the game. They have Neymar now.
He's outscored Ronaldo, Brazilian Ronaldo. He's outscored Ronaldinho. He has more gene than both of them.
People call him when did you raised a good point. They have Copa America.
When did Neymar start playing for Brazil?
He played in the Olympics, bro.
Yeah, he won the Olympic gold medal, and I think in his time he's won Copa America.
Whose goals would you rather have? Neymar's goals or R9's goals in the World Cup, where he scored 16 or 15? R9 great Cup goals.
R9 is obviously great. If R9 was in this generation, obviously it would be fine.
But don't use goals as an argument when first
because you mentioned him being aesthetic much more,
and he also scores in much more useless fixtures. What did he do in the World Cup?
Fell over.
I mean, first of all, if 2014 World Cup, we knew what happened with the back injury. He legit as a 21-year-old carried Brazil to the semi-final or quarter-final, and then back injury. And then obviously he could play.
He would have made the difference in the 7-1 smash.
Absolutely, he would have made.
It would have been 7-2 instead. He's got a point.
Remember that Fred up top.
Let's look at Neymar in the World Cup. Then he's done nothing.
28. What did he do in 2018?
Okay, let's say. Okay, if we go back and watch Neymar at the World Cup, every time that he's played in the World Cup, what is he remembered for?
Back injury because of Fred.
He's remembered for falling over every fucking game. He's known for rolling around the pitch every game. He gets tackled and rolls. Everyone took the piss out of him because all he did was get tackled and rolled on the pitch. Neymar didn't. He's not a good. He's a shit footballer.
So what? No. I'm here. This is what we're not going to do.
Look, he's won 1 Champions League.
And more than R9.
Okay, if we're talking,
R9 won the World Cup.
He played with Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, all these legends and team.
R9 won 2 World Cups. I'm pretty sure Neymar would trade his left testicle for that. For just
what? If we're talking Neymar specific, if we're talking generational talent, right? If you look at the best players of the last 10 years, if we're leaving Messi, Ronaldo 1 and 2, Lewandowski and Suarez are above Neymar.
Oh my days!
We are not having Neymar there. I'm not having Neymar there.
Sure, Neymar's
Lewandowski.
there.
Fine, Neymar's
wait.
But he doesn't have the same mentality.
You know what? Yeah,
and that's
a big difference. Benzema above him as well. Benzema is class.
Oh yeah, Benzema's incredibly
I put
underrated.
above him too. Modric is playing so well at 37. I have to 36. I'm giving it to him.
Here's where you're wrong. Well, here's where you're wrong. Neymar, 2013 Confederations Cup, who won it?
Confederations Cup. What is that?
No, but that's besides the
point, though, MK. As a 20-year-old, by the way.
What is the Confederations?
Olympic gold
I'll let you. What is the Confederations Cup, please?
All like the Euros winners, the Copa Americas winners, always playing together.
So which teams are playing?
Spain, Brazil.
Okay.
Neymar was by far
the Spain that got knocked out of the World Cup the very next year in the group stages.
Well, I mean, that's obviously because of situation.
Look, here's my thing. If Neymar wins something big, then I will let him off and I'll give him third best player. Fine, I'll give him that. And if he leads the team there, fine. I can get behind that because I actually think Neymar is very good, right? And I like Neymar a lot. But, bro, he's done fuck all. I'm not having this. Copa America, terrible competition, apparently, is what MK... Neither MK loved it. Copa America, terrible, yeah? So we can't count any of that. That's bullshit. Confederations Cup, I didn't even know what that was. So that's a bullshit cup. That's like the Club World Cup. That's like the Club World Cup. And no one rates that.
Only South America.
For the Inter-Champions League, he's done nothing.
Well, he has stuff, I think, actually, in Champions League.
He got carried by Messi and Suarez.
He's carried by who? He carried those two. Actually, he definitely carried Suarez. He definitely carried Suarez. Suarez's Champions League record is horrific. His Champions League record is the worst I've seen. Rubbish Champions League record. And Neymar carried both of them, especially Suarez.
I agree.
He scored in the final, was best player in the final. And yeah, I mean, why are we disrespecting
One Champions League. Yeah, that's what I said. He's won one Champions League, but he wasn't the best player on that Champions League side. We all know.
He was the best player in the big games. In the final, he scored, and then you see the win. Neymar was sensational.
I was going to say,
Sealed the
Neymar
win,
wasn't
so
man
who
of the
scored the
match in
first
that
one?
final, by the way. It was Iniesta.
Yeah. See what I mean? Iniesta wasn't even better than Rakitic. Rakitic's better than that game. It's a fact. Rakitic's better than Iniesta. Nobody even recognised Iniesta in the final because it's Andres Iniesta.
Iniesta was man of the match. What a player!
It was obviously easily Rakitic or Neymar. It was Neymar for me, but Rakitic was second. I'm not remember Iniesta doing anything in that game at all.
And
Xavi was
they
playing better
awarded for it, and people love to award Neymar stuff anyway. So he's won one.
No.
What else?
Neymar's not liked in football. They hate him. Only people that really like him is people that enjoy the beautiful game. And what I like about Neymar is he does things that nobody else can do on the pitch. Not a single person can do on the pitch. He can take people on from any corner of the pitch. He can go left back, he can take you on.
He is the
left
top,
wing,
he's top
right
10
wing.
for this generation and nothing more.
He's top 3 in this generation for me because
not third.
Champions League winner,
He's not third.
treble winner,
He's not third.
second highest goal scorer in Brazil. He's now catching up with Pele, by the way.
He's not third.
He's already the highest sister.
He's not
He's
third.
remember this is Brazil. This is the football like legend, the greatest
And yeah,
football
he's
nation.
played more games than probably all of them put together.
Not than Pele. He's definitely playing more than Pele.
Bro,
We can check right now. He's not
look
playing
at
more
all
than Pele.
he gets friendlies. He gets these Confederation Cup bullshit things. You get these Copa America things. I'm so no. And we were having Copa America.
Yeah, how are you dismissing?
We were having, where was Neymar in 2013, 14, 15, 16 Copa America? It's only now that he seems to pop up. When his team is brilliant and he's got all these.
It's very hard to win when your players are as follows. Fred. And I'm not talking about Fred. I'm talking about Fred.
Okay,
like,
let's not do that
Willian,
because Brazil
Oscar.
definitely have a better squad than Argentina do.
No, man.
Yes,
they
they
don't.
do.
Di Maria and Messi.
Okay. Let's go for it. Yeah. So the 2 of the top 3 keepers play for Brazil. We have 2 of the top 3 defensive midfielders play for fucking Brazil as well.
Wait. Now Brazil or Brazil
specifically this year, Brazil. Argentina beat Brazil.
Well, yeah, they're on the same level. They're the same level. Yeah, probably Brazil slightly better maybe.
Brazil have the better squad out of the 2.
Now they do, not before.
Yeah, then why they lose? They're so shit.
Wait,
they lost because of Renan Lodi.
Argentina lost in the final to Germany, right?
Yeah.
They were Messi FC.
Yeah.
Di Maria FC, you mean?
Messi FC.
Di Maria.
Messi.
Di Maria was better player than him in knockout stages.
How?
Are you saying Argentina had a better
He carried them
Brazil in
in
2014?
as usual.
What are you talking about?
Di Maria was a big player, and also Di Maria carried him at Copa America, carried him in.
Di Maria shit.
in
No,
Carried him in the
don't
Copa America.
talk about Di
How did
Maria
he carry him in
shit.
the Copa America after he scored 1 goal?
Di Maria carried, whether you rate him, Di Maria carried
And
him.
Messi led in every single statistical category in the Copa America, but somehow he was carried by Di Maria.
Well, yeah, thank you for doing your thing in group stages, Messi. But I'm talking about knockout stages. Di Maria was the
He's a
man.
fucking idiot. He literally scored and assisted. He was a part
scored
of
the final.
90% of Argentina's goals. What are you talking about?
I remember it was a pass from Rodrigo de Paul.
1
to
goal.
Di Maria.
That's what I'm saying. He's counting.
They won the cup.
What do you do?
Messi was the worst player for Argentina. He was by far the worst.
You do know that Di Maria came off the bench for most of that Copa America. You do know that. I'm just asking.
And he won the trophy. That's what matters.
They scored 1 goal, and somehow that means that he's better than Messi's contribution of carrying the team throughout to the final. That makes a load of sense.
I never said Di Maria's better than Messi. Never. But he has.
You just said that. Fuck off. He said that he had a better tournament than Messi. Bro,
No, I said he's been more clutch than Messi. That's a fact. I think he's more clutch. He's not better than Messi. Messi's had a better.
We've gone off topic here. We do have to move on because we have some other stuff to talk about. But I'm not taking Neymar as the 3rd best of the generation.
You have to take him as 3rd best generation because he's catch up Pele and Brazil's all-time goal scorer.
I'll give it a year or 2. Mbappe will surpass him.
I agree.
Mbappe wins World Cup this year. That means we've got a conversation with 3 players.
Neymar does.
Well, obviously France are the best team. Have you seen the team right now and the team before? Brazil never had a team.
All I'm saying is,
all 9 days.
Going into the 2018 World Cup, France were home. Well, no, it was Russia, wasn't it?
Yeah. France were favourites.
Yeah, Brazil weren't bad either.
They were terrible.
Look at that. Hold on. Neymar is 4th all time for most appearances for Brazil.
4th. That's not high. That's not high.
What do you mean that's not
You
high?
know who's above him? Dani Alves, Roberto Carlos, Cafu.
Cafu is highest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was Pele's two. There's no way Pele's not
And
top 4.
what? No, he's barely top 10. I don't even think he's top 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Bloody hell.
Well, when Neymar's is still
Let me see.
he's the highest goal scorer.
He's got a better goal record than 6 downwards. Other than that, he's not got a better record than Pele. He's not got a better record than R9. He's not got a better record than Romario.
Well, he will soon.
He's not got a better record than Zico. My God. Even this Ademir guy from 1922, 0.88 goals per game. What a player. Better than Pele.
Alright.
Well,
Yeah, but Neymar's great.
and Fred,
Like
good day.
Neymar,
Fred
Pele,
Fred is the
Brazilian
25th
goal
top
scorer.
scorer for Brazil.
Alright. Let's
What do you like it? Neymar catching
let's
up.
move on. We
That's
need
great
to,
stuff.
final thoughts, MK, is he top
Big
3?
station.
You're 100% that he's top 3.
Neymar is Brazilian Sterling.
Absolutely for me, top 3. Brazilian who?
Brazilian Sterling.
Oh, so Sterling's obviously great.
No,
So
okay, no, yeah, we're
Sterling's
definitely
great,
moving, we're
Sterling.
definitely moving on.
Sterling
We
shit.
have talked about
Neymar
football, we
is
talked about
shit.
NBA. It's time to talk about NFL. And this week has had the weirdest quarterback carousel I've seen in a long time. Monday saw 2 massive quarterback news. Aaron Rodgers re-signed with the Green Bay Packers, restructured his contract, 4 years, $200 million, becoming the most paid NFL player ever.
He's a fraud.
This is after he just surpassed Mahomes as the most paid NFL quarterback or NFL player ever. Mahomes getting $45 million a year from the Kansas City Chiefs.
He's shit.
Then, what was a blockbuster trade, the Denver Broncos traded for Russell Wilson of the Seattle Seahawks.
He's shit as well.
That
He's
was
shit.
incredible.
Overrated. This guy told me that Russell Wilson was a top 5 quarterback in the league. He's shit. He's top 10.
Then,
I don't know if Wilson
Turnover
was.
machine.
and then yesterday saw the Indianapolis Colts trade Carson Wentz to the Washington Commanders, I think the name is now.
Oh, who cares about the name? They're
Which
shit.
leaves the Seattle Seahawks without a quarterback, the Pittsburgh Steelers without a starting quarterback. The Indianapolis Colts are going to have their 6th new starting quarterback of the last 6 years. And it leaves us trying to trade Jimmy to one of those. Which I think at the moment it looks very likely that the Colts are going to take him.
Yay.
Which is
Well, apparently he wants to go. Well, he does want to go. He admitted it. So he needs to go.
I think he knows his time's up. I think coming out of his first season, there was sort of optimism, but then after that, it was just injuries overtook him, which is why we got Trey.
Yeah, who, by the way, Skip Bayless says he rates him as highly as, I think he said Rodgers.
I'm not.
That doesn't mean much.
I mean,
he hates Rodgers.
Yeah, that's true actually. But I'd still say Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback I've seen play.
Most talented.
Yeah, as in talent-wise, not the
Very
greatest
Kyrie
quarterback of all time, but the best quarterback I've seen play.
Look here, I'm sorry. Mahomes has to overtake him. I stood up for Rodgers so much, and this guy has embarrassed me. He shat on me. He's 7-9 in the playoffs since his first Super Bowl.
I think it's embarrassing that he just went back to Green Bay like it was nothing. The whole thing last season about him not wanting to go back to Green Bay because they don't respect him, just for him to take.
There's a clear reason why.
Million.
You get 50 bags a year.
It's ridiculous.
Big bags as well.
Money talks.
50 bags. Yeah, that's what he's getting a year. That's crazy. I would shut up for 50 bags as well. Give me all the racism. I'll take it. Give me all that money as well. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'll keep on the raps, please.
Yeah, Supermax. I'm also getting Supermax. Very hard to turn down the Supermax. So
We'll see. We will update you weekly on any NFL news. I thought the rumors were Jamie was going to be traded to the Saints over the combine period, but it didn't happen. Yeah.
is there a possibility that he still be around?
Yeah, actually, I was going to bring that up. There is a possibility that Jimmy might stay another season, but he won't be starting quarterback. The only thing is because he, at the moment, I think yesterday or the day before, he had his shoulder injury, shoulder/elbow surgery, and so I think it was like a 16-week recovery period, which would take him to July, August time, which might be a bit too late to trade him, but it's perfect time if a team want to bring him in for off-season training and shit.
Oh, wow.
So we'll see what happens there. In the Major League Baseball, the lockout is still happening at the moment. No, I think the original deadline for this week was tomorrow, being Friday, but they yesterday cancelled the first 2 weeks of the season.
Yes.
Taking it to April 14th would be the start, and April 15th is Jackie Robinson Day.
Yes, we're cutting the season. I can't wait.
I think the next deadline is end of March, at which point they might cancel the season up to June.
Yes. I want that.
I think then I thought it was really weird that they just randomly sprung up with the international draft thing. Because throughout the whole proceedings, they were really close to a agreement, and then the MLB were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we want to add the international draft into it," and the MLB players were like, "What the fuck? That changes everything. What's wrong with you?" Which is stupid, but it is what it is. What else is happening in sports? This was quite funny actually. Have you guys seen what happened after the whole football Super League thing?
What do you mean?
Basically, after the whole European Super League thing fell apart, the top golf players got together and thought, "Hey, let's make our own Super League." So players like Tiger Woods, Jordan Spieth, Bubba Watson, I think it is, all of them have come together and were like, "Okay, we want to make our own golf league." And apparently they're all ready to just split off from the Golf Association at the moment. I can't remember what the Golf Association is, but they're ready.
The PGA.
Yeah, the PGA. They're ready to just split off and make their own league.
I would do that too.
Wow.
Which is
golf players get so much money for what? You just swing a bat around.
I thought it's the funniest thing.
It's not that, mate. It's a club.
Whatever it is. Like cricket is way cooler.
It's a ball sport.
Also better.
Well, I kind of finished Formula One. That's coming back soon.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, Drive to Survive is out tomorrow. That's all I care about.
No Russian Grand Prix this year.
Yes.
And Mazepin's been
kicked Ukraine. We might as well have a Grand Prix in Pakistan. Why not?
Why not? They'll die. That's why.
Sand Grand Prix. There's no rules, man.
That's got to be racist.
I really think there actually is.
That's got to be racist. Sand Grand Prix. Fuck you.
Well, I mean,
what's going to be then? Somalia, fucking rocks.
Exactly. Let's bring it to Africa. Why not, man?
Yeah,
there'll be the Grand Prix in Africa.
Why? Because every time they go around the corner, they'll see 5 beggars. Oh my God.
Well, I bet Africa's in the whole continent, not just one country.
Winning. Chalobah scored in 3 minutes
Against
Norwich.
Well,
what kit are they wearing?
Luckily, the Russia shit has no impact on them.
Well, West Ham is still losing going into the 90th for 90 minutes.
West Ham are so crap.
Roma are beating Vitesse, and there's no surprise that Roma have a red card.
Is it Jose again?
No, it was Sergio Oliveira. I was going to say Olivier.
No!
I mean, they're away at Vitesse, so it doesn't make a difference. Okay, before we close out, the bitch list is back.
We all know who's number 1.
Yeah, number 1 is Neymar.
For me, I've got to add this player for me. I've got to add this player to the list.
Okay.
Actually, we're after Atletico Madrid. I swear it down. If one of those players at United decide to stink up, they'll be there permanently.
Right, you held 4 to Man City and 5 to Liverpool. Your whole squad should be on the list.
I've got Neymar, first,
There's really guys there.
and then PSG second, because I think PSG's mentality is just the worst in world football. But
You
then,
put Neymar first when you got 2 G and A.
I do actually. Third, I have Man United / McTominay. Only because my brother told me to put McTominay because of his comments after the game.
I thought the comments of the game was the best thing about the whole game. I want to put Maguire.
No,
Actually,
no, I just put Man United as a whole because you're just a
I'll put De Gea there. Can I put De Gea there?
I put Man United as a whole. It's your whole squad.
But De Gea is like he sticks out as a pussy.
Your defense.
At least McTominay, you'll punch a man up. There's beef. He's there. There's certain players that will always be in beef.
De Gea usually is. Whenever you surround the ref, De Gea is
years
the
ago,
first one.
Skull. What? Well, like 8 years ago, Skull. That's like a Hamilton. And even then, Skull's going forward, and he was pushing the back like the waist. Just dashed the ball at his face.
But Man United as a whole.
Oh yeah, I agree. But if they're there, I think it will be a very, very funny episode if we lose to them, because that's the one game I don't want to lose. We can lose every single game of the season. We just have to beat Athletic Madrid. I don't mind. Just beat them. I don't care what happens.
After Manchester United, I have WWE.
Yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin coming back, and he's old, man. Let him rest, man. His neck's gonna come off again.
And
I'll bring him back.
I have WWE because they did that whole fucking what's it called? That whole MSG Madison Square Garden show at the weekend, and they built up this whole thing just to be shit, right? And I think the end of the pay-per-view that they were trying to like hold off from everyone knowing was just Roman Reigns beating up Lesnar, which is what we've seen so many fucking times before, and because AEW is doing so fucking well at the moment.
Also, Usman, can I ask a question about WWE? You see, do you think that Vince is like kind of giving up on the stars that's coming up? Because I've recently seen him bring up. Like I've seen bad comebacks.
He won the NXT championship.
But what is he doing at NXT?
Vince basically, when Triple H had his heart attack, Vince McMahon took over NXT, and since then he's revamped NXT altogether.
Whoa! Triple H had what?
It was either a heart attack or it was
cardiac
problems, right?
He was on like
and he had to have
steroids at one time.
surgery like last year, and he gave up control of NXT to Vince. And so Vince has taken over NXT 2.0.
Wait. The reason I'm laughing at that situation, I'm just laughing at how does Vince come back here like he's 25 years old again?
No.
He's 81. How does he just come out? Oh yeah, he's the
he wakes up at 1:30 in the morning, yeah, and he does gym at like 2.
Yeah.
What, like Skip Bayless?
Yeah.
He looks like him.
LeBron,
is it with those?
I see you, LeBron. Do you see my work ethic, LeBron?
Instead of LeBron, it's Tony Khan in his mind.
This is crazy. But yeah, the question I was asking you is, like, I'm seeing a lot of like comebacks. Like, I'm seeing like a few years ago, Sting came back, Edge came back, Stone Cold will come back. What's it called? Goldberg's really here. What's going on?
Years now. We've seen it for years. He brings back all these other people to try bring in a new stream of revenue. Like, oh, look at these young fans have never seen these people wrestle. Like, you don't have a whole fucking streaming service with matches of them wrestling. So let's bring them back for people to watch and then ruin the stars that we're trying to build up. Because
that's what I mean.
The
like,
one thing
are you trying to
always
build a
pissed me
star
off
or
is
not?
the fact that he got Sting to beat The Fiend in Saudi for the championship. That's one that will always stand out to me. It'd stand out to all wrestling fans because it didn't make any sense at the time. It still doesn't make sense now. No, Sting Goldberg. Sting came back and won like 2 matches and lost 2. So that was a useless thing. Now he's in AEW and he's doing fucking Sting splashes off the fucking railings where the fans are. Through tables.
And he's 62 years old. It's hilarious.
Sting just wants to kill himself. Alright. That's the vibes I'm getting.
And AEW just got Jeff Hardy last night. That's a massive...
Yeah, but he also wants to kill himself. That's why he has the drugs he does.
If you want to entice wrestling fans, Jeff Hardy is the way to go.
Yeah, you see these characters, like, see these stars here. I don't think like with other like sports, there will be a new batch of stars in it. And other entertainment, I just think WWE, I think it's saturated now. And hear me out when I'm saying this. I think with like, when I went to WWE, the peak was that little period with Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns. Oh no, Daniel Bryan versus like
Versus
the
Authority, yeah.
the Authority and all that. Yeah, and then that little period with Danny and the Shield, and then that period where it was so like, or W was at its peak, and everyone was tuning in to just watch these almost stars. Like Daniel Bryan was like 32 years old at that time. I think Roman Reigns was around that same age.
Vince now, because after the whole pandemic thing, he just released the stars that he wasn't using. So he knows who he wants to use, because we've seen AJ Styles get a massive contract. We've seen Kevin Owens get a massive contract. We've seen Baron Corbin get a contract, who I really hate. We've seen all of these people get new contracts, and then when he revamped NXT 2.0, it's a lot of the stars of older superstars, or a lot of the children of older superstars. So like Bron Breakker at the moment, who just lost the NXT Championship to Dolph Ziggler, is the nephew of Scott Steiner and the son of Rick Steiner. And obviously because he's quite big.
Rick Steiner!
Because he's quite big, Vince will love him.
Like, I just saw The Miz yesterday.
The Miz.
The Miz. Last time I remember The Miz, I remember he was like Blue Peter. Do you remember Blue Peter?
I loved him.
The Miz has a WrestleMania match this year. Is The Miz and Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio and his son.
Did you say Logan who?
Logan Paul.
This is what I mean. I think it's become a cooked product. I just think it's saturated now. They're not building a star. There's no more like a star that's building. They keep knocking them down.
They've got one star, and they just keep on making him the most epic, coolest star ever. And
Roman Reigns.
Yeah, he's not even a star.
Like, he was like,
I don't care what anyone says. Send me all of his promos. He's shit. He can't wrestle. He's just like a shit Rock. At least the Rock was funny.
Yeah, but the Rock's not that great of a wrestler either.
Yeah, he's shit, but he.
I just don't call
he had a great character though. Yeah.
No, the sales when like people would do his flipping finishes and he'd just be like, whoa. It's brilliant.
I think we were a great wrestler.
Also,
Randy Orton.
I've got to say.
Actually, Randy Orton's still there, isn't it? He's like the only one I think
I think he just won the
he's
tag team championship.
I've got to say, yeah.
Tag team championship.
Who do you think has worse distribution, Petr Cech or David De Gea? No. Before you say anything, Petr Cech's distribution was also horrendous. Do you not remember? He practically gave Fabregas a goal because he passed it right to him.
You have to get that for me. I've got to say it's a draw for those two because they just as bad as him. But at least Cech here, he can claim crosses. He can come out of his box and he was strong as anybody.
You know,
when he it's Petr Cech's, you know it's Petr Cech's.
Do you think if De Gea had Petr Cech's injury, he'd play football again? You know his head injury.
Never. That's the conclusion. No, great answer, Aslam. Petr Cech's clear. I don't know the question about distribution.
All right, wait. Let me close up the bitch list. I then after WWE, I got Aaron Rodgers just because. Then I have the Seattle Seahawks. Then I have you guys.
Oh, you can't call that. No, why are you?
People, Steve Kerr.
Like they just practically handed you the division. You should be happy.
No, I just think I saw a lot of Seahawks fans talking about it, and it was like, instead of trusting Russell Wilson, who arguably is their best quarterback ever and one of the best athletes to play in Seattle.
He's just a crybaby.
No, but they stuck with Snyder, who their owner, whose vision has been fucking shit for years, and Pete Carroll, whose career is coming to an end anyway.
Yeah, but like, let's be real, yeah. That relationship has gone to crap ever since he bottled the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but again, that was on Pete Carroll.
No. Throw it better.
It won't be on Russell Wilson. It will be on Pete Carroll. It's his play call.
Throw it better. Throw it better.
You know, I get that, but he shouldn't have had to throw it in the first place. He shouldn't have been given the ball in his hand. He should have just run it.
Pete Carroll is Russell Wilson's biggest supporter.
He should have run it.
Pete Carroll is Russell Wilson.
We saw Marshall Lynch that whole season. He was basically unstoppable. And in the game, he was unstoppable.
I blame Russell Wilson for being a shit thrower of the ball.
I don't like Russell Wilson either, but that was on Pete Carroll.
I blame Russell Wilson.
Then
I would have thrown it to a free person. Every time in the clutch, this guy has frauded it. When did he ever, like, Mason Mount scored?
Oh, great. Closing out the bitch list. I have, you guys don't watch ice hockey. I have the San Jose Sharks and their fans because at the weekend, the San Jose Sharks lost to the Nashville Predators 8-0, and our fans were fighting each other in the crowds because of how shit we were.
The Lakers are 0-6 since the All-Star break.
But
When
exclusive
LeBron
us
50
to the
plus.
bitch list.
So
Add someone to your bitch list.
Huh? You're gonna add the Lakers to the bitch list?
no, he wants you to add the chicken.
No. I'm gonna add LeBron because it's just one.
Steve
The
Kerr.
Mickey.
I want to add Steve Kerr.
The bubble.
He's the
I
Mickey
hate
Mouse,
him.
man. I
Lakers
fucking
fan.
hate him.
I hate the Lakers.
12.
I actually genuinely can't stand the Lakers, man. The fans, I couldn't. Their fans are the most jarring fans. They lose. They have a losing record, and they still keep harping on about it. They won the head against us. Congratulations. LeBron had 56 points, and now his knee's cooked. Well, that's great stuff for you lot. But like back to Steve Kerr, I feel like he has to be a specialist because
Oh,
he said,
my bad.
I'm going to experiment with Steph Curry's numbers just to come back, or Steph Curry's rotation, just to return 5 months later and give him back his old rotation because he said, okay, it's not working. You little pussy. I can't stand him.
You know what?
I can't
No,
stand
let's
it.
be real, yeah. If we're going to add Steve Kerr to the list, we need to add it for the fact that he named his son
Nick. And you know what his son name is?
Only MK can say it as a result.
Nico. It sounds like
I
Nico.
wonder, do you think when he's in trouble, you know how sometimes people, like white parents, will name their whole son, like, Jim Stanley, you evil little boy. Do you think, like, Steve Kerr ever, when he was angry, he was like, Nick? The
Respect
second
for
part.
Michael Jordan. When Michael Jordan punched him, he was like, you're all right, that's it. I'm getting my son Nick. And I see Michael Jordan, he punched him harder,
It
he would
was
be the
definitely
undisputed.
Michael's idea as well. That's the sort of thing Michael Jordan would do for shits and giggles.
Steve Kerr's a role player. He
Before
can
we
piss off.
close up, Aslam, do you have anyone to add to the bitch list?
Tibbs, you can stay on it.
Technically, we can add like either the UK government or Abramovich, depending on what side you're
Ooh,
on.
no. Just, can I add one person? Just I have to add this person. I have to.
Okay.
Oh, I actually wanted to take up Steve Kerr. Just put this guy in. Deji. He has to go in there.
Oh, yeah. This guy,
He lost
guy
to
has
Alex
ruled the
Wasabi.
UK for long enough. He's 0-3. He lost against Alex Wasabi, who is a child. He's a 30-year-old man. And he lost to, who's the other guy he lost to? Vinny Hacker.
Yeah.
I don't even know who that is. That sounds like a porn star's name. Get out. And he lost to Jake Paul, but the Jake Paul one, if he trained better, actually no, we need to. He didn't train good enough for that, and he forced Jake Paul upon the world. 3 losses that were disgraceful. Oh my God, it's 2-0 to Wolves. Cucho Hernandez, own goal. Oh my God.
Yeah, Deji has to be in there, man. Alex
My
Wasabi.
final question. I just need one straight answer from you. That's it, and then we'll close out the show. Are you ready?
MK gay.
No, that's not
Yeah.
it. Doors or wheels?
Wales.
Huh?
What is there more of in the world,
Are there
doors or
more
wheels?
doors in the world, or are there more whales?
He's saying there's more doors in the world
Which
than
one are you
wheels.
going with,
I'm
doors?
saying-
Is there more doors or more wheels on the world?
Way more
I'm
doors.
going doors as well. Thank you everyone for watching.
Why am I the only one on the world's
We'll be
train,
back
man?
again next week.
I can't even wheels.
Oh,
Everywhere
yeah,
you look at there's
Planes,
doors.
cars,
Let me
gears,
pick-
all of
Let me
that.
pick your brains for a second, boys, and then everyone, if you
Yeah,
can
train
hear
door.
this. Next
Train door,
Tuesday, instead of the debate episode, I did have an idea. We all have to make our own football team based off of non-football TV characters, and then we can argue about which one's the best. We can't use the same players, so we're gonna have to talk about it on the stream, and then we'll go through our teams.
What's like an example?
Let's say
Like Captain America at centre
yeah,
back.
effectively. So let's say a basketball
Okay.
point of view, we're drafting people who are TV characters, who are non-basketball playing TV characters, and you need someone to play center.
Oh,
Oh.
Hulk.
See, it's
You
sort
can
of
roll
that sort
Hulk,
of
man.
thing.
Oh, okay. But football would be way more fun because actually Actually, either way would be fun. Actually, yeah, Barca was 5 players.
Watch out for that. Where's my camera? Watch out
Yeah,
for
man.
that next Tuesday. Lovely. Well, thank you everyone for watching.